Color me intrigued, Disney. Just when I thought you have lost me in the previous episode, I am somehow reeled back in this seventh episode that is both action-packed and pushed the narrative forward, which is all I ever wanted. In this penultimate episode of the third season of The Mandalorian, Giancarlo Esposito finally makes his debut once again as Moff Gideon, delivering as expected an outstanding performance as he was conducting a meeting with the Shadow Council. With the new intel from Elia Kane that the Mandalorians have united under one banner, Moff Gideon deduces that the Mandalorians are attempting to retake their home planet and persuades the Shadow Council to destroy them once and for all. Here's a tip for you, Disney, for the incoming fourth season. Instead of splurging the budget to unnecessary personalities such as Jack Black, Lizzo, and Christopher Lloyd, a more efficient means of spending the allocation is one, as I mentioned last time, is to invest in a more robust writing team that are truly passionate of the Star Wars legacy and are eager to tell stories and lore that have never made it to the big screen. Also, imagine rewriting Episode 6 in such a way that could have dived deeper into the political tension of the Shadow Council, as briefly touched on in this episode. Had you just used the funds spent on the three celebrities I mentioned instead to Giancarlo Esposito, that would have been a much better received episode. Rather than spending on out-of-place cameos, I would have spent the episode with Moff Gideon suppressing his political struggle with the key commanders of the Shadow Council with an iron fist. Expounding on how he managed to research and procure Beskar would have also been a far more compelling and engaging episode over the actual dumpster fire that we got. This would have not only made Moff Gideon an even more menacing and terrifying antagonist, but would have left viewers more hyped for the finale of the season, while also not diminishing the twist that was in this latest episode. As for the reparation of IG-11, or should I now say IG-12, I do approve of the return of the droid that is instead entrusted to Grogu as a pilot, rather than its full consciousness, as it does not diminish IG-11's sacrifice in the first season, while elevating Grogu to be more functional in the story, as he did when he brokered peace between the two fighting Mandalorians. I only wish that this was done much sooner, particularly after Episode 5, after the reclamation of Navarro. It could have been set up in such a way that IG-12 was close to completion during Gorian Shard's invasion, and upon retaking Navarro, IG-12 was then given to Grogu, as this could have actually made him useful in the investigation of the Droid Rebellion in Episode 6, and actually earned his knighthood from Lizzo. As for the unification of the two Mandalorian factions, it goes down the way I expected it to be, and that is not to say that this is terrible. We already know by now that Bo-Katan is being built to be the unifier and leader of all the Mandalorians. No point in kicking the dead horse, though it will no longer be surprising to me if Din meets an unfortunate fate in next week's final episode to make way for Bo-Katan as the official new star of the show. Disney will just need to be prepared for the inevitable further backlash should this come to fruition. And I honestly am in neutral ground if this is true, as I do believe Bo-Katan is a well-written and acted character that deserves the mantle. Nevertheless, I would be lying if I said that I did not enjoy this episode, as it did manage to unexpectedly keep me entertained from the beginning until the end. I only hope that Disney learns to maintain consistency, producing these types of episodes, rather than creating half-baked and uninteresting subplots that does not tie to the main story. Perhaps Disney can take cues with the suggestions I have made earlier, and potentially, The Mandalorian can make a rebound from the backlash it has received since the start of this third season. What do you think of this latest episode? Sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and do subscribe if you enjoyed this video, as there is more to come. Have a great day.